Strat, the tower at the Strat. This offers a fantastic view of the strip. We see all the strip hotels, right? Starting from Fontainebleau, Conrad, and all the other hotels, from Venetian, Parisian, Caesars, Bellagio, and ending with the southern end of the strip, which is the Mandalay Bay. So basically there are 6-7 kilometers of the strip. And here, what they pulled me to Las Vegas this time was the Sphere. Sphere is a massive, the height is 112 meters and the breadth at the highest point is 157 meters. And it has 2 layers of LED screens. The outer one is called Exosphere and the inner one is called where the audience sits. It can handle about 18,600 people and it's massive. And then 10,000 of the seats have something known as a haptic touch. In the sense, they say that the person in this seat and the person next to him will hear 2 different things. Can hear 2 different things. So that's kind of the possibility in the Sphere. And actually, this was built over a period of roughly 4 or 5 years. But the main construction, because of the COVID and all those stuff, the main construction was you can say a brief interruption, say 3-4 years into. They laid the foundation in 2018 and then it got completed in 2023. It was constructed at a cost of $2.4 billion, which is massive. It's almost double, right? And it was constructed by Madison Square Garden company, which is a company based in New York. He's a general contractor. And then AECOM this was designed by Populous, which is an architectural firm. So it's massive actually if you really look into it. And then if you look into how the display technology works, right? It's like a giant. It's like a giant TV. It's oversimplification, but they have the small LED. They have about 167,000 thing of LED, and each LED, because it's like a circle. The one LED cannot be the same. They have about 780 geometry shapes with a tolerance of 0.1 mm. So those virtuals depend on the effect, and then what happens is they use an NVIDIA graphics card. So to transmit from the computer to the NVIDIA graphics card, they use an NVIDIA reverse stream system or something. So the massive, when you see the kind of, and the inside is 2/3 of because external is a big globe and internal is a smaller globe. And then what happens is, when things are projected inside, right, 2/3 of is covered and 1/3 is the stage. So that's massive. And if you look at how the sounds comes out, it's another system. Then they have a huge photographic. They designed a special camera called the sky camera or something. And then it is to test the system, right? They will capture the content, and then they built another Sphere in Burbank, California, to actually do the post-production work for the film. So it's such massive. So this is 112 meters high. That is the post-production Sphere in Burbank is 30 meters high. So it's massive. Everything is like massive. So they show films, they show concerts. Concerts are like people are doing the live concerts, and then it's coming to all over. So 10,000 people out of the 18,600 seats can have the haptic touch. If people are all standing, then 20,000 people can stand. And so that's massive. Everything about this is like engineering the massive. So this is the highest cost entertainment value in Las Vegas. Strat the 80 degree. Elevator. Where is elevator number 2?
This way, up the escalator to elevator.
Sí, como si estuvieras allá en la punta de la... Como si estuvieras arriba y apenas no se puede.
They got it.
It's the name, doesn't it? Yeah.
This is the tower at the Strat, and from here we see the spectacular view of the boulevard, the strip, and the main key casinos. First of all, the sphere is looking spectacular from here. Sphere, then we have the Fontainebleau, Conrad, Circus. And the first one is the Sahara. First one on the strip is the Sahara. Then so first one is Sahara. Then we have the Fontainebleau. Then we have the Circus, Hilton, Circus. Then Conrad. We have got both Encore and Wynn, and then after that we have the Treasure Island. Then we are seeing Caesar's Palace, and then Bellagio. On this side, the left side is Venetian, and the Palazzo Venetian and the Paris. And then very far you can also see up to almost Mandalay Bay. So it's almost the whole strip is visible. So this is the view from the Strat, and spectacular is the sphere is really spectacular. This is the sphere at the Las Vegas. This is the main Las Vegas Strip Boulevard. We see the various hotels within it, and then I really wanted to look at the sphere for a long time. The demonstrations are so nice. They almost go throughout the day. I mean, yeah. So when we look at the sphere and the demonstrations, right? The sphere is actually known as the sphere at the Venetian Resort. It was also known as and what happened was, it is a musical and entertainment arena. That means you have concerts going on, and then you have kind of the music and entertainment going on. And it was designed by Populous, and this project is actually owned by a company called the Madison Square Garden Company. It's a New York-based company, MSG Sphere. And then it was actually known as the MSG Sphere, right? And then So this has a wraparound. What we see actually is the LED, and it's like now it has changed to some other thing. So it is a wraparound LED, and it's up to 16K resolution, right? That the sphere is massive, actually massive, and and they have speakers with something known as the beamforming technology. Beamforming is and wave synthesis technologies, and beamforming is actually the the kind of technology, and the exterior, if you wonder about the exterior of the frame, it measures about 54,000 meters square of LED displays. So simply it's a large wrapped TV screen, but it's not as simple as that. I mean, it's an oversimplification, but LED display, we have it in our screens and various other kind of instruments, right? I mean, there's OLED displays in the mobile phones and so on. So it is like 112 meters in height. 112 is relatively, you can say, almost 40 feet story building, yeah. And then about 157 meters wide. So it's quite big. I mean, that's the reason it's and it costed 2.3 billion, right? And this is one of the most expensive kind of that's built in Las Vegas, yeah. Actually the Sphere opened a little more than a year back on September 29, 2023, and there is an Irish rock band called U2. U2 is performing, and they used to do a kind of show called U2 UV Actum Baby, and live at the Sphere. That's what it was, live at the Sphere, and the director was and then there is a film called The Postcard from Earth, and directed by Darren Aronofsky. And it opened on the October 26, October 6, 2023. Then, September 29, 2023, this venue opened, and October 26, this Postcard from Earth has, that's a movie, and directed by Darren Aronofsky. Tomorrow I'll be going to see that movie. And and then of course they have Eagles, they have Fish Data and Company, and this venue is actually owned by Sphere Entertainment, and it was spin-off from the MSC company. So the reason, if you get into the history of this, right, and a very exciting history. I mean, this was actually announced in 2018 when it was announced because if you really see, there is a gateway from the Venetian to there is a pathway from the boulevard to the Venetian, and through the Venetian you can get into the Sphere. So this was actually a joint venture or partnership between Madison Square Garden Company and the Las Vegas Sands, LVS Sands, which used to own this Venetian Resort. Right. And then they gave then they gave an 18-acre plot and site for this to be built up. But the site is massive because it itself measures 157 by 112, right? I mean, it's massive. And then what happened in Apollo Global Management purchased Venetian in 2022, so from the Las Vegas Sands, and that's the reason you see. So it was land beneath the Sphere was purchased by the VG Properties, and Populous is a company that designed this kind of sphere-shaped project, and designed very intricate and very complicated design, because if you really look at it, then it was initially expected to cost 1.2 billion, but it exactly costed almost twice that amount. And because of there was a COVID pandemic coming in between, and a lot of so that gave rise to cost overruns and so on. And then global supply chain crisis, because many of the elements that were required in the Sphere was to be supplied. Right, and then this is a costliest project in Las Vegas as of now, and one of most expensive entertainment venue that we can say in Las Vegas, if not the costliest project. And then Allegiant Stadium, which is on the other end of the strip, costs around 1.9 billion, and this costed around 3 billion. And this, if you look into the history of this, and the groundbreaking was done on September 27, 2018, and of course attended by Sheldon Adelson, who was a LVS chairman, LVS CEO and chairman, and then Nevada governor, etc. And then so they kind of decided that So AECOM was a company that that signed a preliminary agreement, and they have worked in other stadiums like the T-Mobile Arena. Before there is a T-Mobile Arena and the Dolby Live Arena. So they worked on that. So AECOM is like kind of the manager of the project, and then there was a lot of there was approximately 84,000 cubic meters of dirt that was kind of excavated, and because of the dirt contract was involved, and then Calicia is one kind of and AECOM was known as a was a general kind of the manager, or the kind of the general contractor for this project, right? And construction so started in July 2019. So immediately what happened was, after the construction has started, COVID came in, and then that was like the first so basically what happened, they excavate, they went into deeper of 6.4 kilometers for construction of the basement, and so in December 29 itself it reached about 20 meters in height, and so yeah, that's how it is. So basically we can say that the construction started in 2018 September 27, and it was built over a period of 4 to 5 years between 2019 to 23. The 2023, the thing was there was a pandemic in between, and the construction costs almost fell from initial estimates to a double of 2.3 billion. And architect was Populous, who designed this, and structural associate was several associates, and general contractor was AECOM, and working on the Madison Square Garden. So what happened was, and then they had to put in the bigger cranes for this. For example, they used the world's fourth largest crane from Denmark, which is a German company. It's called as CC8800 crawler crane, and then getting the crane itself to lift the heavy construction materials, right? It's heavy. It's like the heavy steel bars and so on need to be constructed. So crane is capable of standing up to 180 meters. So because this is like 112 meters in height, right? So 180 meters it can easily. And then what happened was, very interesting is, the crane itself was transported from Europe, actually, across the Atlantic, because from Europe you have to transport across the Atlantic Ocean, right? From from Belgium, actually. Zeebrugge is a place in Belgium, to the port in Waneme in California. So they transported across the Atlantic, and and then and then probably they crossed the Panama Canal, and then came to the California port of Waneme, because California is in the Pacific Ocean, right? And then crane required 120 tractor trailers to really because the crane was disassembled, and it required 120 tractor trailers to support it to Las Vegas, to transport it from this Waneme port in California. So separate crane was actually required to assemble the main crane, right? And that took about 18 days. So in March 2028, the construction reached the widest point of the sphere, the 157, because the sphere is its widest point is 157 meters wide and 112 meters high. So at the widest point, So actually it was supposed to be opened in 2021 after 2 years, but then COVID and supply chain constraints, halted the construction process and hindered the construction process. So what happened is, so in 2020, I think about 6 months or something, the project was halted totally. And then, so 2023 September, this opened finally. So what happened was, there's a concrete focused construction, and then steel erection, because these are concentric steel bars kind of stuff, right? So the heaviest was 240 ton steel girders were the heaviest. Then MSG took over as a general contractor from AECOM. AECOM was the initial general contractor, and then MSG took over in December 2020 to provide the support as well. And then so steel and heaviest steel structure, right? One of the heaviest steel compression ring was added, because this is a kind of a series of ring tapping over, right? And then work cruisement, and then bolting. So it is. So now when we come into the roof, then there are two elements to it. There is one, the external that we see, and the other is the internal that we see, right? The external is called exosphere. So the dome's roof actually required more than 3,000 tons of steel, and the roof started to take shape. Actually, if you understand, it began to take shape in March 2021, and there was the installation of 32 trusses and each weighing 100 tons, so massive. So what happened was in 2021, the roof began to take place, and the crane has to be moved so that it doesn't come in the way, and they have to install the remainder, right? Crane relocation itself took 2 days because of the size of the crane, right? And then finally the dome was topped off on June 28, 2021, and work already. So because the dome stands on the concrete basement below and so on, right? So then they have to do the work, and So if you come to the secret of the projections and the displays and illuminations, right? Or then actually if you look at, they're all LED panels. Like simply understood, there are a series of TV. There are a giant TV screen, a round dome TV screen. And they are actually visible from so many miles away, because I was descending into the airport, and then it was actually visible from the airport as well, right? And interior of this began in the August of 2021, so it almost took 2 years to build the interior. Once the exterior was topped out in 2021, June 18, the exterior dome was topped off. The exterior dome was topped off. Right? Topped off means just completed. In buildings, in huge buildings, you have the dome. So there are the massive amounts. All the statistics are very massive. 4,600 cubic meters of concrete pumped into the roof, right? And then they're measuring of 10 inches, 10,000 tons. So roof was finally finished in October 2021, almost a year of topping it, right? And then because they poured the concrete and a lot of stuff that happened with the roof, right? And then so steel interior frame there is a 730 ton steel interior frame, right? There's a 2 exosphere outside frame and an inside frame, right? And worked on the interior frame continued into 2022, and then second topping out for the exosphere happened on the May 24, 2022. Second topping is actually kind of fine. Installation of interior and exterior LED screens. It was for the first time it was illuminated on July 4, 2023, symbolically, the America's Independence Day celebration. Right, and of course it went viral on the social media and so on, right? And then the actual opening took place on the April 2023. The venue's owner, who is Madison Square Garden Entertainment, right? Actually, it has been spun off from the main company in 2020 to focus on this, right? So the Madison Square Garden Entertainment name. So that's how it was spun off. So now it's actually officially known as MSG Sphere. It's officially now known as the Sphere. The Sphere Las Vegas. That's the actually official name. And so finally, Sphere opened on September 29, 2023. With about 15-16 months back. And then the opening was with the U2's concert of Actum Baby, U2 UV Actum Baby, right? And then so Sphere. In 2024, Sphere garnered about 420 million, so it's almost nearly $500 million from its shows. Tickets, right? So ranking as a top grossing avenue, and it's the highest grossing avenue in Billboard's box score history. Billboard has this box score history, right? And then, coming to this features of this, right? If you look at the structure and the seating, the Sphere actually is 112 meters high. And it's like 157 meters wide at the broadest point. If you look at Vegas, it tapers off, right? It's a sphere, right? It's a total dome circle. And then it's the largest spherical building in the world, and the total area is 81,300 meters square. It's massive. I mean, our common 2-bedroom house may measure around 80 meters square. So this is how many? 10,000 times more than a normal simple 2-bedroom house. If it generally it's around 80 square meters. This is 81,300 square meters. So, and it can seat about 18,600 people. and all the seats, 18,000 seats, 600 seats have the high-speed internet access, right? And if people are all in standing capacity, then it can add 1,400 more people to get to 20,000 people, right? In standing capacity. Seating does not, so the seating does not wrap around the entire sphere, because the part of the where the arena and where either the shows happen, right? So, but approximately 2/3 of the sphere, right, it covers, and while the stage takes up the remainder. So the thing is, approximately 800 seats in the venue's premium lower end 100 section has obstructed view of the wraparound screen. So the higher you get, probably tomorrow I'll be going there. So the higher you get the because the higher level, lower level 100 section has obstructed views of the wraparound video screen due to the overhang of the second level. Yeah, because the second level overhangs, right? Yeah, this is a common problem in cinema theaters also, where there is a balcony kind of stuff. Sometimes the balcony obstructs. Of course, in a normal cinema theater you don't have a curved screen, so that is sometimes not a problem. Yeah. Sphere has actually 9 levels including the basement, and there is a VIP club that's located. There are 23 VIP suites that are located inside the Sphere area, right? And then so the arena will primarily host shows and concerts, basically, right? I mean that's what they're showing. The postcard from U2, postcard from Earth is like is a film show, and then you have the U2 UV Actung Baby was a show. So they may try to fit in, though it's actually not designed to fit a traditional arena layout for a basketball and ice hockey, but they may try to do something about it, right? Seating, so U2 concert seating levels, and then the real interesting engineering comes actually in the video part, video screens. If you really look at how is this video screen created, then it has about 15,000 square meters of LED screens, right? How can it be that? Then we will examine, right? That wraps around the interior. So the interior is about 15,000 meters square of video screens, and designed and manufactured by Sacco Technology. Sacco is one of the world leaders in these kind of immersive kind of displays and so on technologies. It's a Canadian company that's based in Montreal, and so it's a 16K kind of a resolution, right? And highest resolution LED screen in the world. So, and what happens is, so number of the pixels on the screen, it has about, it has like massive. It's like 189 to 254 million pixels, million diodes, right? Actually 268, 435, 546 pixels, and the screen basically consists of 64,000 LED panels, and it is controlled by a printed circuit board housing in an aluminum frame. So basically it has like this small aluminum frame kind of stuff, and it's PCB controlled, right? And actually, because it's circular, it's not a straight line, so there is the need to actually manufacturing that in different geometric shape, because it curves, right? So because it curves, all the LED pieces cannot be in the same geometric shape. So they were manufactured in 78 different geometric shapes, and edge to edge tolerance of about 0.8 millimeters, right? So because it may curve, many people, all the pieces, right? I mean, these many type of pieces, they curve, right? 780 different geometric shapes, so they will not be exactly fitting side by side. So there is a little tolerance of 0.8 mm, right, to accommodate for that. So it uses an adaptive pixel pitch, and the important one more salient feature is it was designed actually to be acoustically transparent. Okay. Right, and sound from the speakers mounted behind the screen to pass through, right? I mean, that's important. That's the reason, the massive, tomorrow I'll be seeing this, and then so the exosphere consists of 54,000 meters square. The screen was 15,000 meters square. The exosphere has 54,000 meters square of LED display, right? Total was around, we thought around 81,000 meters square, right? But bottom concrete, and if you remove those, then it's 54,000 meters square of LED display, and it was also designed by Sacco Technologies. and it was the world's largest time, right, when it was opened, right. And and it has 1.23 million puck-shaped LEDs, right? These LEDs each has 48 diodes. And then the visuals displayed have included in Halloween, so many details. That's what we are seeing. I'm just keeping the camera focused on the sphere. That's the reason different. So Christmas snow, Halloween advertisements. You're seeing whatnot, pumpkin, for the Halloween and so on. Right, and internal external displays of sphere are powered by 150 RTX. RTX is a graphics card, right, by NVIDIA. NVIDIA graphics card is powering this, so it is good advertisement for NVIDIA as well. 150 RTX A6000 graphics processing GPUs by NVIDIA, and each has more than 752 cores. If you understand, the display technology, then it gets into cores. And 48 GB of memory. So each of these, RTX A6000, has 48 GBs of memory. Media is streamed from central sources via NVIDIA Bluefield data processing unit. Because the person who is sitting in front of the computer and managing these displays, right? Then they need to be beamed actually, right? They need to be streamed via an NVIDIA Bluefield data processing unit, and then Connect X-6DX network interface into controllers. So it's using the NVIDIA RiverMax media streaming software, to stream, because to get from the computer to the GPU, right? Such huge GPU, it's using the RiverMax media streaming software. And now, so this is about the video, right? Now if you are coming to the exosphere video and the internal LED video, so the massive. Now if you come into how does the sound is produced in this. Sound actually it's a special sound system called the Sphere immersive sound and the spatial audio capabilities, and it's based on a company called Holoplot, which is, I believe, a German company. The sound system comprises of 1586 permanently installed speakers and 300 mobile modules, right? So with 99% of the system being hidden behind the LED screen. So LED screen, they produce a maximum sound. Each X1 array comprises of a MD96 and MD80S sound modules equipped with 96 and 80 drivers. So such is the massive each. There's so many drivers. So through a matrix of drive and within each speaker one module, this Holoplot system offers more control, right? So this this is a whole system in itself. So dispersion of the sound, right, in horizontal and vertical dimension. In total sound system this is important point. The total sound system comprises of 167,000 speaker drivers, amplifiers and processing channels, and it weighs 395 179 tons approximately. That's the weight of the sound system. The main coverage of the sound system is provided by the proscenium array, right, where a traditional theater proscenium would be built. It was built. So it consists of 464 Holoplot X1 speakers and then organized into 14 clusters. So 14 clusters and arranged in a semi-archical, because the sound is main dispersed coming to the proscenium dispersed, right, and making it the world's largest loudspeaker array. This is the world's largest. Elsewhere the sound system has 28 environmental arrays for immersive coverage, and 6 effect arrays, and then 71 sound arrays behind the audience, 12 delay arrays under the main Balga and so they are using something known as the beamforming capabilities, right? Beamforming capabilities is the sound capability that the Holoplots is the X1 system uses. Speaker can digitally aim at specific sites in the audience. So they say each audience can hear different things. At least in some seats, I believe, if I'm right. Then so and sphere offers 1 to 110 meters of the sound dispersion. So this is massive. The sound system itself is so massive, right? And then caused by the obstruction from the LED screen. So now Holoplot X1 modules 16 channel amplification, right, and pulse width magnifier. So this has a 4D effects. 4D effects when we see in the Tussauds Museum, 4DX theater or anywhere. or general commercial 4DX theaters as well. So scent and wind can be sprinkled, and haptic technology with out of the 18,600, 10,000 seats have the haptic technology embedded in them. And this venue has 3,000, it's about 18 acres, right? And then 304 parking spaces. And then Venetian Expo, they can use so some of the programs that are have been performed or going through are like U2, Octung Baby, concert live, then Fish live, PHISH Fish live, then Dead Forever live, then Eagles live, and Afterlife presents Anima. This was there in the first day when I came, till on January 1st also, but now it's not there. It's only there on only 8 shows or something, limited shows, yeah. And then when we look at Dead and Company, right? So this is kind of the massive and then films, coming to the films that are they are played here, right? So I'll be seeing the postcard from here, directed by Darren Aronofsky, debuted on October 6, 2023, right? The venue itself debuted on September 29, 2023. So this show is also actually preceded by the Sphere experience, right? Demonstration of the venue capabilities and utilize robots and holographs. There are robots actually in the venue, so that will answer the questions that you ask, and they are intelligent robots. Then one more U2 and immersive concept film also documents the U2's residency as the Sphere and so on. Sphere is also the venue is part of the Vegas strip F1. The strip circuit, like Formula 1. So the cars pass through the kind of the Sphere, the road beside the Sphere, and then probably they will arrange those special demonstrations at that time, right? So 2025 they are planning keynote on for the CES coming up on the January 7th in a couple of days. Then which is the electronic show. I was seeing within the Venetian, they were arranging for the CES. So and these other locations are also showing interest, and some will get, because the people in these Middle East, I think Dubai, Arab Emirates, London, Korea, and China, and all these places that they are showing interest, and so probably the next Sphere will be built in Dubai or Abu Dhabi and so on. Yeah, it's not totally confirmed, but actually the thing is, normal films cannot be directly screened here, because they built a separate venue in Burbank, California, for to handle the productions for the Sphere. So production and post-production work for the Las Vegas Sphere. So MSG they collaborated with filmmakers, and that's about the Sphere that produces the films for the Sphere itself is 30 meters high. So you can assume this is 112 meters. So they built a replica of the Sphere in I believe Burbank, California, and then and the kind of camera that it uses is known as the Big Sky. Big Sky is a very specialized multi-dimensional camera, and specifically to produce the content for the Sphere. So the Big Sky camera produces content for the Sphere, and then it is edited, and content is studios they do all the post-production work for the content, and then it comes to the Sphere. So that's how massive it is. And then of course the gallery. So that's about the Sphere in short. So it's huge. I mean it's massive. The tower at the Strat, this offers a fantastic view of the strip. We see all the strip hotels, right? Starting from Fontainebleau, Conrad, and all the other hotels, from Venetian, Parisian, Caesars, Bellagio, and ending with the southern end of the strip, which is the Mandalay Bay. So basically there are 6-7 kilometers of the strip. And here, what they pulled me to Las Vegas this time was the Sphere. Sphere is a massive, the height is 112 meters, and the breadth at the highest point is 157 meters. And it has 2 layers of LED screens. The outer one is called exosphere, and the inner one is called where the audience sits. It can handle about 18,600 people, and it's massive, And then 10,000 of the seats have something known as a haptic touch. In the sense, they say that the person in this seat and the person next to him will hear two different things. Can hear two different things. So that's kind of the possibility in the sphere. And actually, this was built over a period of roughly 4 or 5 years. But the main construction, because of the COVID and all those stuff, the main construction was you can say a brief interruption, say 3-4 years. They laid the foundation, in 2018, and then it got completed in 2023. It was constructed at a cost of $2.4 billion, which is massive. It's almost double, right? And it was constructed by Madison Square Garden company, which is a company based in New York. He's a general contractor. And then ACOM this was designed by Populous, which is an architectural firm. So it's massive actually. If you really look into it, and then if you look into how the display technology works, it's like a giant. It's like a giant TV. It's oversimplification, but they have the small LED. They have about 167,000 thing of LED, and each LED, because it's like a circle. The one LED cannot be the same. They have about 780 geometric shapes with a tolerance of 0.1 mm. So those produce the kind of effect, and then what happens is they use an NVIDIA graphics card. So to transmit from the computer to the NVIDIA graphics card, they use the NVIDIA reverse stream system or something. So the massive, when you see the kind of, and the inside is 2/3 of because external is a big globe and internal is a smaller globe. And then what happens is, when things are projected inside, right, 2/3 of is covered and 1/3 is the stage. So that's massive. And if you look at how the sounds comes out, it's another system. Then they have a huge photographic. They designed a special camera called the sky camera or something. And then it is to test the system, right? They will capture the content, and then they built another sphere in Burbank, California, to actually do the post-production work for the film. So it's such massive. So this is 1,000 meters high. That is the post-production sphere in Burbank is 30 meters high. So it's massive. Everything is like massive. So they show films, they show concerts. Concerts are like people are doing the live concerts, and then it's coming to all the way. So 10,000 people out of the 18,600 seats can have the haptic touch. If people are all standing, then 20,000 people can stand. And so that's massive. Everything about this is like engineering the massive. So this is the highest cost entertainment value in Las Vegas. This is Las Vegas. We start from the Sphere and the Strip and just go around. This is the Strip hotels, and then this is a ride in the Strat. We call the Sky Ride or something. Yeah, so they have some. And this is the the part of Las Vegas. This is the Strip hotels and the Sphere. As we continue around the periphery, we see the general Las Vegas view. So this is the Strip again. This is the Las Vegas Boulevard, and the Strat is just on the Las Vegas Boulevard as well. We see the vehicles moving, and the general. So this is the general Las Vegas view. As we move further, as we see the bar. Again the Las Vegas view on the Strip on this side, the Las Vegas view on the bottom view below. So yeah, it's massive. See, the decorations down the road, and road decorations we see, road. This side we see the decorations of the road. Because it's New Year, right? Christmas, New Year time, so the decorations on the roads. This is the sitting area. There are, yeah, restaurants and chairs, and on the observation gallery. This is the Fremont Street part of it, yeah, the shining, the old strip kind of, where the Fremont Street. This is like, you know, the eating and, you know, the dining area on the top. This is a general view of, you know, Las Vegas. It's amazing when we look down actually, right? I mean, from these observation decks, it's always nice to really have a look at the city, how the city looks. Yeah, this is the top view. So you have the nice sitting area, and they've got really nice sofas and then yeah, we got this central Las Vegas view with the roads and, you know, with the below view. It's really nice. It's a general Las Vegas view. See this, we come to the sphere side again. Yeah, general view below. This is a bar and all those stuff. Yeah. It's level 109. Yeah, I think it's a small sit out or something. This is like the external observation. Wow, it's very cold. This is the view of Las Vegas. Yeah, it's really very cold. Oh, it's so windy as well. It's really windy.